The historic all-black towns of Oklahoma represent a portion of history missing from most textbooks. In the late 1800s, Edward P. McCabe, the founder of Langston, sought to make Oklahoma an all-black state. Self-sufficient communities would be a haven from the oppressive Jim Crow laws that were so rampant in the U.S. While Oklahoma did not become an all-black state, it produced over 50 black towns, more than any other state in the Union. 13 of these towns still exist. After hearing about the towns, I became fascinated by them. I have traveled to each surviving community and interviewed elders and leaders. There are many stories to tell, from the guy who offered me a beer to the pastor who brought me up close and personal with a herd of cattle. Here are excerpts of some of the interviews of the gracious people who are willing to speak with me. Tell me about Clearview when you were a child.
When I was a kid, it was lots of people in Clearview. Clearview was a big town. Mm-hmm. But as time went on, people died out, moved, left, no work. They had to leave to go to work. And now it's just down to nobody almost. Mm-hmm. But when I was growing up, there's lots of people. Yep. They had a college, hotel, everything. 2 cotton gins, train. Now, it's nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What made you come back?
My wife wouldn't come out there where I was, so I had a job. I had a good job in California, and I told her to come on. We were gonna get married, and she said, "No, I'm not going back to California." We've been courting each other since she was about, I guess, 14, 15. And then I went there over there. I was in California, had a good job, but she didn't want to come back over to California.
Wow.
So I came on back to Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm. So what makes you proud about Clearview?
Is the fact that we do have people, our own citizens, that are still fighting to try to make it a better place. Mm-hmm. They've not given up. A lot of us have, but there's a few that they just go out of their way. Shirley and Doc Nero, Merrill and them, Grundy and them, they all pull together, for the betterment of this great community. Mm-hmm. And it's wonderful. It's wonderful.
In 2016, I took my most expensive picture at the Gumbo Festival in Grayson. Iola Hill was sitting with a lady selling jams and jellies. At first, she wouldn't let me take her picture, but after I bought 2 jars of preserve instead of 1, she relented. I was also able to attend the biannual homecoming celebration of Woodson High School in Tallahassee. I interviewed Emma Walters, who was mayor until she was 76 years old.
Oh, that's my home, and I don't know how other people feel about it. I love it. I was the town clerk from 1963 until 1988, and I resigned in 88 because I was tired and I had kids and I was working 2 jobs and it was kind of hard, And then they say they couldn't find nobody else. So they said. Okay, so I came back in 9th and was clerk on up to 90, 94, 96, somewhere. I can't remember what year it was. I think maybe 96. And then they selected me mayor in 2008 until I served 2008 to 2010.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Because I
great.
told them I was too old, I got too tired.
At the end of 2016, I traveled to Summit, where along with meeting great people, we had an awesome lunch.
The way I understand the town got started was they had the Thomases. L.W. Thomas was the one who first, and from my impression, stopped off in Summit. And he had a lot of oil back in Texas, where he came from Texas, a lot of oil wells. But, you know, I mean, he had a lot of money, and you're black, well, there's people trying to take it from you. So he moved from Texas to Summit, from what I understand. Started a church up there named St. Thomas Primitive Baptist Church. It was named L.W. Thomas, St. Thomas. That's how he got the name. So he came here and he had a lot of money. All of Summit, I understand, used to belong to him. He had a lot of money, a lot of property. So when he got established in Summit, that's what I understand. Then some of the other groups came. My people on my mom's side was named Potters. You heard any Potters? Well, they came from I want to say Waxahachie, Texas. That's where one of the Gardners came from as well. But they came from Texas as well. But there were 12 of them. 12 of the Potters. The old man Potter was named. The father was Corzez Potter. This is my mother's family. It looked like he's Indian, doesn't it? Like he is Indian. You know, we were all poor, but we didn't know what poor was. But everybody was the same, you know. The only thing that really distinguished whether or not you had money or not, if you had running water and a phone in your house, you were rich.
Were you rich?
No, I didn't have running water and phone. No.
I enjoy keeping track of the number of miles I've traveled within the state to visit the all-black towns. My total as of 2019 is a staggering 3,700 miles. The town I've visited the most is Rentiesville. For my first visit, I met George Bird and Otis Graves. I declined the beer Mr. Graves offered me, but I did enjoy the stories he told me about the town. The next year, I went to the annual Blues Festival, which takes place every Labor Day weekend. Selby Minner, the widow of blues legend D.C. Minner, leads the festival. Rentiesville is also the site of the Civil War Battle of Honey Springs. I was able to attend the biennial reenactment in 2017. Each year, the Russo Library in Tulsa takes a tour group of all black towns. I decided the picture I took of Lima lacked the personal touch for a project I was doing. So I returned to Lima and met Eldridge Gordon, who told me stories about how the nearby train depot brought back fond memories of his family.
Them three boys got a kick out of that. They'd watch that train come by. It'd be blowing, and them drivers, they would always wave at them, pull that horn and wave at them out the window. They enjoyed that. Yeah.
That would be fun.
It was fun. And then we had a few, what we call hobos, riding it, getting on, slipping on. And they'd be in the boxcars and they'd wave. Sometime they'd come up here and want something to eat. And I said, well, let me check with my wife, see if she got anything that y'all can care what you eat and care what you. So she trying to fix them up something, you know, whatever she had. And we'd give them a bag because they couldn't be messing around. That train would run off and leave them. So I did that. I fed the hobos too. We did, my wife would. Whatever she had in there cooked up, that's what she would give them. Mm-hmm.
The first black woman mayor in the United States lives right here in Oklahoma. Leela Davis has met 3 presidents, and she shared one of her more unusual experiences with me.
It was 10 women across America. There's 10 outstanding young women of America, and I was one of them. And we were invited to the White House, and we were all in a circle, and President Ford had a golden retriever dog big run around the White House. And the dog was running around the White House. And it all because what I was going to say, they care about dogs.
Right.
I'm not
Right,
patting the dog.
Right.
So everybody's patting the dog. So I said, President Ford, I'm Leela Foley from Taft, Oklahoma, and I didn't come to Washington to talk to you about a dog. I said, I want to talk to you about some houses.
Right.
And I was shaking his hand when I said it. And after that little session was over, he had one of his top men of HUD to meet with me right there in the room. That's how we got the houses in Taft.
Okay.
Through under President Gerald Ford's administration.
I really treasure the people I've met and the experiences I've had on my Blacktown journey. My passion for the towns has led me to write a book, which is also called Before the Land Run. I continue to visit the towns and keep up with friends whenever I can. Back in 2017, when I had breakfast with Pastor Fields, I found out that he had just become a newlywed right before his 83rd birthday. I hope this film prompts you to learn more about the towns, visit them, and spread the word about this rich history.
Freedom in view, visions are new. First learn of you, that's what we'll do. Love is the glue, learning is true. Creator, praise our due. Sing to the sky, freedom or die.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of a new day, is our God where we met thee. Lest our hearts, drunk with the wine of the world, we forget thee. Shadowed beneath thy hand,